Welcome everyone, we're going to play Shadows of Brimstone. Our two heroes, Professor J. Randall Brown, the Crimson Hand cultist, and Twin Gun Sadie, the bandita, have strolled into Hilltown. Randall has, as his starting upgrade, Crimson Lodge. During a town stay, you do not need to pay to stay at the hotel. When you visit a town location for the first time in each town stay, roll a d6. And on a 6, you get an item depending on which shop you've gone to. So the professor does his secret handshake, gets to stay at the hotel. Sadie only has $200, so she's going to stay at the campsite. So we'll see if anything weird happens. 6, uneventful night. It's an uneventful evening of drunken debauchery and raucous songs around the campfire. No effect. Alright, what shall we do in our first day in town? Randall has no money, but he does not need his starting pistol. He's going to sell that for $100. And then he'll head over to the general store to pick up some basic supplies. We'll roll a d6 to see if the general store owner is in with the Crimson Hand cult. Nope, okay. Is there an event? 10. That sounds good. Fire sale! The shelves are fully stocked, but it's practically a ghost town out there. All purchase prices are reduced by $50 to a minimum of $25. Now, the professor's come here to buy bandages and bullets, so that is just fine. So, bandages for $25, and then bullets for another $25. What variety shall we get, though? I've just got this feeling we're going to be coming up against demons in the next mission. It's just a feeling, so we're going to go for demon shot. Alright, now Sadie, I am kind of torn. I do want to try out one of these auras from the church for some extra defense, but at the same time I kind of want to grab some Darkstone bullets as well for some extra damage. I think the Darkstone bullets have won out in my heart, so let's head on over to the blacksmith. What's going on here then? 7. Black smoke and horse manure. Makes you feel alive. No event. So, Mr. Blacksmith, there you go. Take all my money. 1 Darkstone. We'll have some Darkstone bullets. With nothing else to do on the first day, we will, end the day and see if there's a horrible event. No, we're okay. They could probably just leave town now, right? What do we want to hang around for? Maybe visit the bounty board? Though, the last 2 times I tried that, there was no bounty, right? So let's leave Hilltown and go on an adventure. So, until I actually get some more mission packs, we're going to stick with the City of the Ancients missions. Let's see, the mission type is... City of the Ancients mission. Free. Last stand. Trapped in the mines, enemies pour in from all sides. You have but one choice. Fight! Fight for your lives. There is no escape, only victory or death. Things have never looked quite this grim before, but there's no time to think about that now. Here they come! Right, there's quite a bit to this mission. First of all, it's a fixed map, so let's get that set up. Right, we're a teensy-weensy bit tight on space, but I think I got everything on the table, along with our heroes' character cards. Right, there's no old lantern in this mission, but we do get 3 lanterns we can put wherever we want, so I'm reckoning the best places might be here. That would cover these 4 tiles. I'm not sure how much moving about I'll be needing to do. It looks like the goal is to kill all the enemies that enter the mine from the entry areas. Space Hulk style. So I'm not quite sure where to put the lanterns. I think 1 lantern over there. That would cover those 3 tiles. And then there, I guess. Have any of you played this mission before? Where did you put your lanterns? Right, heroes placement next. I don't see any reason why we should split up. Let's stick together and just stay here, I think. We start with maximum grit. Not sure whether to be worried or glad. Right, next, so for each of these entry areas, here, and here, I roll a d6, and on a 1, 2, or 3, there'll be a low threat card just lurking off board. Alright, the dice have spoken, and there is a single threat over in the northeast corner there. 2 special rules of note here. If there's no enemies on a hero's map tile, they can give up their action to scavenge, recover a grit, ready a once per fight item, although I don't think I've got any, or catch your breath. And there's unlimited scavenging. Will I even have time to scavenge, I wonder? Alright, so each turn there's a chance that an enemy's approaching marker will be placed at an entry area, and if I'm on the map tile with the entry area, the chances are reduced, so maybe I'd be wanting to get into one of the corners, like this one. There's only 2 heroes, so actually that threat card isn't there. Sorry, what's that, Charmander? How do we actually win the mission? I'm glad you asked. So, as we kill enemies, this hero posse marker on the depth track will head to the right. Then when it's time to hold back the darkness, we look at the result, and if it's this number or greater, then we have broken the enemy assault, and all that remains is to mop up the rest of the enemies. Okay, Professor Brown, Sadie Twin Guns, one more thing before you start, and I don't want to worry you, really, but there's no escape. You can't choose to run away on this mission, you've got to play it all the way through to the end. Thought you might want to know that. Alright, let's get started. Right, let's kick things off with holding back the darkness, which we do. Right, there's no threats, so let's just hang around and scavenge. So, Randall, you can have 4 points of movement. Where do you want to go? Nowhere? Very good. And then you can scavenge. Something, maybe? Emerging darkness, 10 XP. Sometimes when you look too deeply into the shadows start looking back. We draw a darkness card. Hopefully a monster we can kill. Power of the Void. All void enemies are now +1 combat. Yuck. Right, Sadie, now take care of that broken arm of yours. 4 movement points. Do you want to go anywhere? No? Okay, how about you scavenge as well then? Nothing. Okay, now we roll for each entry area, and on a 1 or a 2 we get an enemies approaching marker. Nope. How about this one over here? Yep. And down in this corner. Nope. How about here? Nope. Right, we can use this order dice to denote enemies approaching. On to the next round. We do keep back the darkness, and now maybe we should head on that way. Maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah, come on, let's move somewhere. 5. So Randall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can scavenge. I'm not sure if constant scavenging is such a good idea. Ooh, we get 2 scavenge cards. Some gear would be good. Professor, you have found a small find. 50 bucks worth of coins, bloodstained, of course, and nothing here. And 20 XP. Okay, Sadie, you'd better keep up. 1, well, you would get a grit, but you've got maximum grit. So why don't you spend that grit immediately? Yes, get an extra 2 movement. Fantastic. And you can scavenge. Nothing. End of the round. Let's see if any gribblies are approaching. This corner. Nope. This corner. Nope. Over here. Yep. So we'll put an order dice there. And the southeast corner. Nope. Round 3. Let's keep back the darkness. Yep. So the enemy appears to be coming in a pincer movement. We may as well just stay where we are now then. So Randall, why don't you come back? Spend that grit immediately. 1, 2, 3, 4. And sure, scavenge. Unlimited scavenging in this scenario. Nothing found though. And then on to Sadie, who will just mill around and scavenge. Ooh, 2 cards. What have you found? Hideous discovery. Poking around. In the shadows you see something that chills you to the bone. You quickly return to the group, refusing to speak of what you found. Take 3 horror hits. Lose 2 sanity for each horror hit failed. Now with her willpower of 5, she is a bit jittery. However, she has some resolve today and loses, I guess, 2 sanity for the 1 failed willpower check. She could just draw another scavenge card. Something shiny. Hooray! There's something back there. We roll a d6. Let's use the nice shiny red one. 6. Draw an artifact card. Wowee! 20 XP first of all. So here we go, our first artifact find. So good job, Sadie. Something useful, I hope. Tome of Vontaro, an occult book. Once per adventure, cancel a darkness card. Is that as it's being played, or one that's already in play? Either, I suppose. Alright, nice find. Let's take that. It has a weight of 1, not a problem right now. Right, end of the round, so we're going to roll for the entry points. I'll spare you from every roll, but I'll just tell you how the map updates. Right, so I rolled a 1 for the southwest corner, so a threat appears. 1 harvester. And it's a weakened harvester, low energy, it's already got 2 wound markers, and full load. This fellow has 2 loot cards. However, in this scenario, you do not get loot for killing enemy groups. Instead, you get 5 loot cards if you win the scenario. So what do you think? If we kill this harvester, add 1 extra loot at the end? Not strictly rules as written, but I'll decide later. Right, on to the next round. Randall, can you continue your very lucky hold back the darkness rolls? No, not this time. Alright. 1 darkness. Alright, at initiative 4, this harvester is going to move first, and it has a whopping move of 7. So 1, because that half square counts as a square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just out of combat range. Ooh, I should also decide who the harvester is targeting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going for Sadie. Right, I think I'll have Sadie activate next. Everyone's got initiative 4. Thanks to Sadie's pocket watch. So, it doesn't matter on the order really, does it? So, fill your hands! We have got 2 hits and a critical. However, harvesters are tough. The critical doesn't do anything. Right, ideally, Sadie, you'll roll 2 6s here. That would do the job. Damage is a nothing and a nothing. Is it, though? You have Darkstone bullets, so that is actually a 5 and a 6. So it's still only going to score 1 point of damage. Here's 30 XP though, Sadie. Good job. And then on to Randall. I forgot to roll for movement for Sadie, but I don't think there's anything she would have done with a grit had she scored 1. Randall, movement of 3. Why don't you just stay there and shoot your cult rifle? Good plan. Hitting on 4s, 2 shots, 1 hit. Gonna spend a grit. Reroll that one, 2 hits. Alright, damage. 5s and 6s, if you wouldn't mind, Randall. Oh, what's this? Spend a grit. Still nothing. Alright, you gave it your best shot. End of the round, and we have a second enemy approaching marker here at the southwest corner. On to the next round. Let's see how the darkness is progressing. It does indeed progress, and we draw a darkness card. Alright, if it's really bad, I've still got the Tome of Vontaro to cancel it. Let's see what it is. Dark Influences. Oh no, this one is horrible. Why do I get this Cult Darkness card in every game I play? There's only one of them, and it's a massive stack of darkness cards. Alright. I hate this one so bad, I'm going to cancel it with the Tome of Vontaro. So, begone, Dark Influences. Sadie puts the book back in her satchel and prepares for the Harvester's assault. So the Harvester's probably going to move around here and then start smacking her with his 2 metal gauntlets with 1 hit. Sadie's defense is 4+. Oh, she is hit. I'm going to have her spend a grit. And she blocks it. Okay, for reasons, I'm going to have Randall activate next. So he gains a grit. And he'll stay there and open fire with his Colt rifle, scoring 2 hits. With rifles plus 1 damage, that is a 2 and a 6. The 6 will do it. -5 for defense is 1 damage. That will kill the harvester. 30 XP for you, Randall. And the reason why I did it that way round, I was hoping for the kill. The map tile is now empty, so Sadie can use her action to catch her breath. 3, so that is 2, so we can take off the 2 sanity damage she incurred earlier. Oh, you still do get to roll for movement. 4. That's fine. I guess back up 1 square, just in case something very fast comes from this corridor. Okay, end of the round, no changes with the entry areas, and because we killed a large enemy, we can move this hero posse marker along 2 spaces on the depth track. Right, next round, let's see how these lanterns hold up. They hold up very well. Good. What do we do then? Just keep holding here and scavenging this rail track, I guess. Yeah. Alright, Randall, do you want to do that first? Yes, I do. 2 for movement. Actually, rather than scavenge, why don't you gain a grit? Because that's a thing you can do in this mission. And Sadie, you gain a grit. That takes you up to a maximum of 2, so you can scavenge. You get a scavenge card. Go on, find another artifact. You know you want to. Hideous discovery. So, same as last time. She's seen something absolutely horrible and takes 3 horror hits. And passes to, same as last time, 10 XP, 2 sanity damage. At the end of the round, still no progress with the entry areas, so we're still in limbo, hanging around here. On to the next round. Hold back the darkness. 7, yep, that will do. At the risk of being repetitive, I'm going to have Sadie scavenge. Roll a die for movement just for good practice, although she's at maximum grit and isn't going to move. We get 1 scavenge card. Right, don't look in that same spot as last time. You know that little hole was horrible. You looked in that hole again. Why? Why? Okay, so 3 horror hits. Failing 2 this time. 4 sanity damage. Why? Sadie, why? Go on then, Randall. You can scavenge as well. You know where not to look, right? Didn't find anything. Okay, end of the round, and I rolled all 1s and 2s for the entry areas. So low threats will appear in the southwest and the northeast. And then these markers can move to the other areas. Right, who's coming? Ah, another harvester. And over here, tentacles. How many? 6. Alright, things are getting spicy now. Let's hold back the darkness. We do not, so that goes up to 3. The harvester moves first, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who is it targeting? Randall this time. Okay, Sadie, let her rip! We've got 5 for movement and 0 hits. Do you want to spend a grit on that, Sadie? I would. Yeah, we'll spend a grit. Reload! We have got 2 hits, that's better. Alright, hopefully some decent damage with these darkstone bullets. No, that's rubbish. Thanks a lot, Sadie. Do you want to spend your other grit? You do have 1 more grit. Yeah, why don't you spend that? Good idea. We have a nothing and a 6, so that is just 1 damage. 30 XP. Okay, Randall, let's see if you can finish him off. 5 for movement, or 6 actually with the Rune of the Traveller, and 2 absolutely awful misses with the rifle. Let's spend a grit. Reroll. And still 2 awful misses. No, there wouldn't have been any point in moving since the rifle only has a range of 8 and the harvester has a speed of 7, so may as well just stay there. The tentacles have wibble-wobbled onto the board. End of the round, and we have a new enemy threat appearing marker here in the southwest. I'm beginning to feel the pressure now. I think we'll take a break there. Yes, let's leave it here for this episode. Thank you for watching, everyone. We'll pick this up next time. See what happens. See you later.